I share that with you because, there's a lot of people who are going to come up here and tell you, well, I'm with you on all these issues. And I can check all the boxes on all these issues. And then there's some who have a track record of actually doing something on these issues. Not just fighting the fight. A lot of people fight the fight. But the most important thing is winning the fight. If you look at the time that I spent in the United States Senate, I was there when the Republicans controlled Congress and we had a Democratic president. And I was able to pass pro-life legislation with Democratic support. I battled on the floor of the United States Senate, some of the toughest battles. Google Rick Santorum, partial birth abortion on YouTube. And you will see some of the most heated debates you'll ever see in Congress. But I was able to reach across the aisle and bring in people. Welfare reform, where we actually ended a federal entitlement, block granted it to the states, capped the amount of money, cut it and capped it, sent the money to the state, put a work requirement in place, and time limits on welfare benefits. Something no one thought could be done. We accomplished it with a Democratic president. He vetoed it not once, but 2 times. But I continued to work. And here's what I learned. There are good compromises, and there are bad compromises. A good compromise is negotiating less of a good thing. But as long as it's a good thing, you make the deal. A bad compromise is negotiating less of a bad thing. If it's a bad thing, you never violate your principles and support a bad thing. What's missing in Washington today is someone who knows how to lead, not how to go in front of the cameras and scream and holler about what you're for, but do the hard work to actually make things happen. Yes, President Clinton vetoed that bill twice. And every single time I went back and negotiated on welfare reform, I was criticized by folks on the right saying, oh, he's spending too much money or he's giving away this or that. But eventually, after one veto, after a second veto, and finally the third, President Clinton signed that bill. And you know what? That bill signature led to the welfare rolls in America being cut in half. That's good. But here's the most important thing. Poverty in America went to the lowest level ever measured. Lowest level ever measured. We put people back to work in numbers that we've never seen before of low-income Americans. We had more family formation. This was a huge success. And every single one of the groups that criticized me, every single one, they now touted as the greatest conservative success in the last 25 years in Congress. Here's what I'm sharing with you. If you're looking for a leader who is a principled conservative and has a track record to prove it, someone who has stood and fought the tough battles of life and of marriage, of standing up to radical Islam, the sanctions that are on Iran that brought them to the table, on their nuclear program, who authored that sanctions? I authored those sanctions 12 years ago and put them in place 12 years ago. Welfare reform, health savings accounts. Any of you have a health savings account? Raise your hand if you have a health savings account. You're welcome. Because I was the author of health savings accounts. I brought those to the table way back in 1992 when I was a House member. And I fought and we got them implemented. Yes, through a Democratic Congress. Yes, with a Democratic president. Ladies and gentlemen, Washington can work again. Washington can work again.